Welcome to Supervisor Substance Abuse and Reasonable Suspicion Training. As supervisors and managers, your responsibility is to help maintain a safe workplace by recognizing signs of possible impairment and responding appropriately when concerns arise. This training will help you understand company policy, identify observable behaviors, document concerns accurately, and follow proper procedures while treating team members with dignity and respect. Let's begin by reviewing the objectives of today's training. These are the key objectives for today's training. We'll review our drug and alcohol-free workplace policy and discuss how to recognize signs and symptoms of possible substance impairment. You'll learn how to distinguish reasonable suspicion from general performance issues, document objective observations, and follow the proper procedures when concerns arise. We'll also cover confidentiality, post-incident and return to work requirements, and the legal responsibilities supervisors must understand. By the end of this training, you'll be better prepared to respond appropriately, consistently, and safely in situations involving possible impairment. Why does this training matter? In our industry, team members perform safety-sensitive work every day. Any impairment on the job can affect personal safety, team safety, and even public safety. Substance abuse can also impact productivity, attendance, reliability, company reputation, and increase liability risks for the organization. As supervisors, we are not expected to diagnose substance abuse. Instead, our responsibility is to recognize observable behaviors, address safety concerns, and follow company procedures when reasonable suspicion exists. By understanding these responsibilities, we help create a safer workplace for everyone. Reasonable suspicion is based on specific, objective facts and observations that suggest a team member may be under the influence while at work. As supervisors, we should focus on what we can see, hear, smell, or observe. This may include changes in behavior, physical indicators, appearance, or work performance. Examples include slurred speech, poor coordination, bloodshot eyes, unusual mood changes, or a noticeable decline in job performance. The goal is not to accuse or diagnose. Our responsibility is to observe, document, report, and follow established procedures to ensure workplace safety. Just as important as knowing what reasonable suspicion is, supervisors must understand what it is not. Reasonable suspicion should never be based on rumors, gossip, personal bias, assumptions, or stereotypes. It also cannot be based on protected medical conditions, race, age, gender, disability, or any other protected characteristic. Likewise, a single personality conflict is not a valid reason for action. Any decision to proceed with reasonable suspicion must be based on specific, objective, and observable facts and behaviors. Our approach must always be fair, objective, compliant, and consistent. This slide highlights some common signs that may be associated with different substances. Alcohol may present as slurred speech, poor balance, bloodshot eyes, or the odor of alcohol. Marijuana may include red eyes, slow reaction time, difficulty concentrating, or a strong odor. Stimulants, such as methamphetamine or cocaine, may result in excessive energy, rapid speech, agitation, or dilated pupils. Opioids may cause drowsiness, slowed speech, pinpoint pupils, confusion, or a lack of coordination. It's important to remember that no single sign confirms substance use or impairment. Supervisors should focus on objective observations, document what they observe, and follow company procedures. As supervisors, there are 3 key responsibilities to remember: observe, document, and follow procedure. First, remain objective and focus on facts. Pay attention to behaviors, appearance, speech, and performance issues without making assumptions. Second, document your observations as soon as possible. Record specific behaviors, statements, witness names, and any safety concerns. Focus on facts, not conclusions. Finally, whenever possible, use the 2-supervisor rule. Have a second supervisor independently observe the situation. Compare observations, document separately, and contact HR before taking action. Remember, your role is not to diagnose substance abuse. Your responsibility is to observe, document, and follow company procedures. When reasonable suspicion exists, follow a consistent process. First, ensure immediate safety by removing the team member from duty and preventing them from operating equipment or vehicles. Second, contact HR and provide your observations, documentation, witness information, and any safety concerns. Third, meet with the team member privately and explain the situation professionally without making accusations. Fourth, arrange transportation. Never allow the team member to drive themselves. Fifth, complete any required testing in accordance with company policy. Finally, place the team member off duty pending results and follow company procedures consistently. Throughout the process, focus on safety, objective observations, and proper documentation. Post-accident testing may be required following OSHA recordable injuries, vehicle accidents, property damage incidents, or serious near misses involving significant safety concerns. When an incident occurs, the supervisor's first priority is always medical care and safety. Ensure injured individuals receive assistance and contact emergency services when needed. Next, secure the scene, protect team members, and prevent additional hazards. Then notify HR and report the incident according to company procedures. Document the facts, including who was involved, what happened, when and where it occurred, and any witness information. Finally, follow post-accident testing procedures when required and coordinate with HR throughout the process. Remember, medical care and scene safety always come first. This example shows what effective documentation looks like. Notice that the report focuses on specific, observable facts. The supervisor documented the date and time, the employee's behaviors, witness information, and the actions that were taken. The observations include facts such as a strong odor of alcohol, bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, difficulty locating keys, and loss of balance. These are objective observations, not conclusions. The key principle is to document what you see, hear, and observe. Avoid statements such as the employee was intoxicated or other assumptions about the cause of the behavior. Good documentation is factual, detailed, timely, and professional. Accurate records help support safety, consistency, and compliance with company policy. As a supervisor, your response should always be professional, consistent, and focused on safety. Do focus on observable facts, maintain confidentiality, contact HR promptly, prioritize safety, document your observations, treat team members respectfully, and apply company policy consistently. Just as important are the things you should not do. Do not diagnose addiction, argue with the team member, conduct unauthorized searches, discuss concerns with coworkers, allow the individual to drive, delay documentation, ignore warning signs, or make assumptions. The key takeaway is simple. Reasonable suspicion must be based on objective observations, not opinions or assumptions. Every situation should be handled with safety, respect, consistency, and professionalism. Substance abuse is not only a safety concern, it can also be a health issue. That's why it's important for supervisors to understand the resources available to support team members. Employees may have access to programs and services such as employee assistance programs, community treatment resources, return to work agreements, and, when appropriate, last chance agreements. As a supervisor, your role is not to provide counseling or treatment. Instead, refer team members to HR, who can connect them with the appropriate resources and support. The goal is to help employees get the assistance they need while maintaining a safe, respectful, and productive workplace. Remember, support, safety, and respect go hand in hand. Thank you for completing the Supervisor Substance Abuse and Reasonable Suspicion training. As supervisors, you play a critical role in maintaining a safe workplace. Remember, your responsibility is not to diagnose substance abuse, but to recognize observable behaviors, document facts, follow company procedures, and prioritize safety. By applying these principles consistently and respectfully, you help protect our team members, our communities, and our organization. If you have any questions about reasonable suspicion procedures, testing requirements, or available resources, please contact Human Resources. Thank you for your time, attention, and commitment to workplace safety.